This is the 6 hours of Bahrain.
Very gentle, bend the boot so there is no front assistance on it. Ready low wind, to my sentence here, but just not direct.
To know the winner, stay tuned.
Welcome to the final round of the 2015 World Endurance Championship, the 6 hours of Bahrain. Right now, the teams are socialising and enjoying the traditional barbecue that's held here at the paddock. However, there are still so many titles for the taking, it won't be long until they have to focus and get back to business. The 5.4-kilometre track in Sakir will start the race in daylight and finish in darkness. 4 long straights followed by very tight corners means hard braking. Added with the heat and sand from the desert, it's going to bring some tough challenges to our drivers. As the WEC team set off on their final track walk of the season, all eyes are on the prize, those all-important championship points. So let's see what they have to say. Sorry, you've lost your umbrella boy.
Yeah, we don't have any grid girls, so we have umbrella boys.
What is your main focus? What are you thinking about mainly for number 7 car?
We want to win. That's the main one, because we have no choice. We need to win. We need to put the pressure on the Porsche cars. We are here in a really high-level championship, and we want to fight until the end.
For us, it's important that we want to keep the rhythm, we want to keep the momentum, and we want to keep the way we work, because it worked out so well for us, and that's what we concentrate on us.
This track is very abrasive on the tires, so the main factor will be to keep tires for 2 stints, and it will be really difficult.
This is our second time here, and we won here last year, so it's not a completely new circuit, but for now it's just to see if there's any changes, if the curves are the same, if there's anything else different. It's also going to be quite tricky because we're going to be driving into the night, so we're looking at it now from a daytime perspective, but it's going to be completely different come the second half of Sunday evening.
We will do our best, we will push, we don't say nothing, but we will push to win this race. We need to win.
I think it's good that we walk the track now, look all the details and try to do the best we can do on the race week. Key will be to keep the tires in working condition for 1 hour, and if we do this we can fight, and this is the goal.
Auto check, Matthew. Loud and clear. So, the car's going to be full of fuel. We'll put you on those old tyres for maybe 3 laps. You call it.
Okay, Ben. Multi-12, position 1, please. Brake balance 3 rear. Brake balance 3 rear.
The 8 megajoule category is clearly ahead, but we managed to compensate quite well with a good aerodynamic, good chassis, and pushing really hard.
Okay.
fighting for every last little tenth. So I guess we'll be just a bit behind, but not too much.
So Brendan, repeat 9 to current 8 and 10. If we're running more, then you can go to repeat 10 a bit more. So start with repeat 9.
The number 7 always put up a big fight, even took a bit of risks on strategy to try and beat us.
Yeah, Matthew, we should get around 19 left.
Yeah, we won the races, so we're now on top on the points, but we know that this race, like the last ones, were not easy.
If everybody does their job correctly and everybody gives 100%, then we can win this championship. If people start to slip up, then you know the championship could swing in KCMG's favour.
In terms of the championship and the way the points are, there's nothing we can do, but we absolutely must win. That is our focus, and you know we're confident we have the better overall package. So that's what we're going to concentrate on, is staying at the front and winning from the front.
If you want to beat the Italian car and Jimmy and Tony, or even Davide together with James, it's you have to do everything right.
Una buona occasione per fare 3 giri, sfruttare la Burburtiello, mettere i freni e tutto nella qualifica che tutti vediamo.
We are here to deliver the manufacturer championship and the title to Ferrari. But if you now think about it too much, it takes the energy out of the race. We just do our normal 6-hour race and then we will see.
The car said yesterday he had a rear twice under braking.
Here in Bahrain, Saturday is race day. The fans taking the opportunity to come into the pit lane and grab a few autographs. Maybe the world champions are signing those cards right now.
To bring the big trophy in my house.
Very unusual to see the junior Wirtzes at a track, but it's a big day for Dad.
A little bit emotional, but that's okay. Looking forward to the race, but my most worry is about my rear tires in the race, because they will have a hard time.
Hi guys!
And now the race.
Perfect weather conditions, a challenging circuit, 6 hours on the clock. All the ingredients to make the finale of the 2015 World Endurance Championship just as dramatic as the rest of the season. Everyone has personal goals and ambitions. For some, the prize is a World Championship. Pole position in GT AM and a return to form for Aston Martin in the 98 car, ahead of Labra Competition and SMP. In GT, Porsche can win the Manufacturers' World Championship, and Richard Leeds is within touching distance of the driver's title, but it's not been a great qualifying for the 91 car.
It's difficult from pace-wise. We don't have the pace to be in front, but we think with good pit stops and everything, good tire strategy, we can be there after 6 hours, and this is what we aim for.
The defending world champions from AF Corsa have not had a perfect season. Tony Vielander has been mighty in the last couple of races, and Jimmy Bruni knows the competition comes from Porsche.
But they are quick. They are quick. I think they are consistent in the race. I expect they will come back in the race. So race performance and consistently, but we will try hard.
In LMP2, KCMG have been battling with G-Drive for the whole season. It's been close, sometimes very close, and the battle continues here.
I think it's like deja vu, isn't it? It's it's quite ironic that after qualifying we're in the middle of the two, and I look forward to another amazing battle for 6 hours, and I think that's what you can guarantee. Whoever comes out of this battle on top will have deserved it.
G-Drive come to the final 6 hours of the 2015 season with an advantage in the point standings.
We just need to finish to try to win this championship, but it's good to have SMG. It's a good competitor for us, and it was really great to race against them during all the races, and I think it was quite exciting. Sometimes it was going wrong, sometimes it was really beautiful, but in the end of the day this is racing, and that's why we like it.
The joker in the pack is Signatech Alpine, the form team from the last few races, and they've got pole position here at the Sakhir circuit. The end of the World Championship and the end of a glittering career for Alex Wirtz, who will hang up his helmet from professional motor racing at the end of the 6 hours.
It's just the last little drop of 20 years as professional driver, another quarter of my life getting to a professional point. So very happy to be here, talk to you. I love the WEC, I love the sports car, so thank you.
Let's hope we see Alex back in some capacity in the future. He'll be sorely missed from the driving talent on this grid. In the battle for the Drivers' World Championship, the number 7 Audi crew still have a mathematical chance of taking the trophy.
Now we're in a position we cannot lose so much, so we have to make pressure as much as possible on the 17. Also on the 18, we need a lot of points for sure, and we need also that the race god is a little bit more of our side. That's for sure, but we will push 100%, all of us.
Yeah. After the race, Juan Pablo Montoya will get the chance to test the 919 hybrid Porsche, but for now, the focus is on the 17 crew and their quest for the Drivers' World Championship.
Well, the countdown is on for the final race of the 2015 season. Timo, you've almost got that title, but you've just got 6 hours to wait until you can actually grab it. How are you feeling going into the race?
Yeah, in motorsport, everybody knows it's there's not such almost terms like that. So definitely, I mean, we have a good chance and we want to clinch it. But we have 6 hours ahead of us, and in the more windy conditions today, that means the track will be a little bit less grippier than yesterday, and I think it will be a good fight to watch for the fans. But let's see. I mean, for us, we need to stay cool and we need to definitely finish within the top 4, and then no matter what, we can clinch the title.
Competitors in an unbroken line, showing unity and solidarity in response to world events.
Start the formation lap.
71 Ferrari at the back of the grid after an infringement in qualifying. They've got a lot of work to do.
Start your engine!
6 hours of the season still to run. For some, the countdown to a championship.
Green flag, start of the first of 2 formation laps for the 6 hours of Bahrain.
Porsche continue their perfect 2015 pole position record. Audi and Toyota following. Toyota a lot closer here on a circuit where traditionally they've gone well. Signatech Alpine have LMP2 pole, and they could be the spoiler in the championship battle. In GT, Ferrari have pole position for the first time here. They've always won when the WEC have been in Bahrain. The preparation may be perfect, but now it's over. There's 6 hours left of the season. It's time to race. The red lights are about to go out as we start the last 6 hours, and we're racing. The 2 Porsches get a decent start, but Fessler in the 7 Audi, very racy early on down the inside. He's into second place as they go down towards the first corner. No, Dumas has claimed back that second position. Looks like in 4th position it's the 2nd Audi with Luca Di Grassi. All kinds of bumping and boring in the LMP2 field. Let's have a look from on board the 92 Porsche. Well, busy as well in GT as they come to turn 4 on the first lap, and it's still the 2 Porsches, the 2 Audis, and then the Toyotas. Pierre Caffer's had a horrible start in the dark grey CLM, and he's got the P2 field all over him. Tom Dillman from pole's gone backwards. GT's still trying to sort themselves out. At the head of the field, it's the 2 Porsches just pulling away a little bit. Bit of inter-team rivalry there, as well as Di Grassi is right on the tail of Fessler, wants to be through as they come to turn 9. I wonder if he's just a little bit quicker. Fessler may need to let him go and challenge the Porsches ahead. There's the CLM, and then the P2 battler. And look, yes, Dillman down to 4th position. It's Nick Tandy leading, then the 2 G drives. Across the line then, and it is Timo Bernhard stretching away from his teammate, and here comes the 8 car. That's a sensible move. Di Grassi clearly has more speed in that Audi R18 hybrid. Needs to get off and chase the Porsches down. In GT, Vilander's got away. Then it's Aston Martin, Porsche and 2 Astons. Amazingly, the 97 car, Darren Turner, has not been on the podium at all this season. Finding some extra pace here. GTE Am just behind there, battling away as well with the Corvette in the mix. This is magnificent stuff in the early opening laps of the 6 hours of Bahrain. We've become really attuned to this side-by-side, nose-to-tail racing, and we're getting plenty of it here. Here's Di Grassi, that's 2nd place, and it belongs to Audi in the braking area at turn 1. Absolutely nothing that Roman can do to defend there. Oh well, Dumas having another little look here. Driver's left, but that's the outside for turn number 4. Surely he can't make that work. Through the years, Ferrari have battled Porsche in endurance racing, and they, at the moment, are at the head of the manufacturers' championship race in this world title fight. And at the moment, they're battling at the head of the field too. Olaf Manthey watches Patrick Pilet very close to Vilander. Coming down towards the final corner, the Ferrari is quick. Is it edging away? Maybe by a millimetre or 2. But here's Pilet. Can he be late on the brakes? Into the final corner. He goes to the right-hand side, and he's gone through. Porsche lead in the desert. Oh my goodness, is that car going slowly? That's the leader, the championship leader in the drivers' title hunt. And he's dropped at least a couple of places. Down to 3rd, Timo Bernhard's in trouble. Into the pit lane then for the 17. This is not routine, it's too early, just 17 laps have been completed, and Timo's face tells the story.
Okay, Timo, there's a problem with the throttle linkage, all fixed, we're getting the car ready, we're going.
All the technology in the world, and it's a throttle linkage that's been the problem, fixed with good old-fashioned tie wraps. And Porsche is back on the pit lane. 8.5 minutes have gone for the 17 car, and they need to get back through the field if the Drivers' Championship is going to be theirs. Pit stop for the Audi, number 8 coming in from the lead, Lucas Di Grassi. The Brazilian hits his marks perfectly. Oh, no, he doesn't. It's gone just a little bit too far. Slight mistake. How very un-Audi. It could be very important for the Porsche Championship chances in the drivers' title that the 18 car can put pressure on the two Audis at the head of the field. Real pressure now on that crew.
At the stop, we'll do a full service to Andre. Full service to Andre.
Copy that.
Audi are not getting the fuel mileage of the gasoline-powered competitor cars, so they have to make an extra pit stop. That means that they're shortening things up here, trying to get the best out of the Michelin tyres. New set going on there. Andre Lotterer is in. That means we can talk to Marcel Fessler down in the pit lane.
Actually, it was a difficult start for me. I was not so happy with the balance because yesterday the car balance was quite good. Something changed. I don't know if it was the wind or we had the pressure right on the tire, but I struggled a little bit to go in the pace with the guys in the front. It seems now Andre is on a better pace now, and hopefully we sorted out the issue.
Battle for second place in GTE Pro. Ferrari versus Aston Martin now. Welcome back to the 95, the Dane train. And Nicky Thiem back in that car for the first time since Le Mans. And he's giving the world champion plenty of aggression here. In the background, the 43 Saad Moran Morgan is going to get involved with this shortly. Is that an opportunity for Thiem to make the pass? Side by side almost. Yes, they are across the line. The Ferrari just has the advantage, but here comes the Aston. And the 43 LMP2 car is in the mix here. Not in the same class, of course. Now, can Nicky just get a little bit of slipstream? Oh, slight mistake by the LMP2 car, but Thiem goes through. Second place for Aston Martin. Well, we've had a set of pit stops, but the battle at the head of LMP2 continues between the two teams who've been at it all season. KCMG in the 47 car. That's Matt Howson going ahead of the 26 machine. Classic outbraking manoeuvre into the first corner. I'll have that position, thank you very much indeed. It was Nick Tandy that started that car. Let's get down to the pits. Louise Beckett is with the Englishman.
We wanted to focus on trying to get past the two guys in front. The Signatech car was quick in qualifying, but we thought they'd struggle on a race pace, and we'd been setting the car up at race pace anyway, so we got the start we wanted. We thought we'd change the strategy up a little bit from what we normally do by double sin at the start, but of course our competitors in the 26 have done exactly the same, so we're kind of on a level playing field with them, but it's going well. We're still leading, which is where we need to be. Anything can happen for those guys, so as long as we do our job, we stay out in front. I'll probably be getting back in later on in the race, so hopefully we're still in the lead at that point.
Well, after the early drama, Timo Bernhard has been driving magnificently and is fought his way through to 9th position overall. But remember, in the Drivers' Championship, all of the prototype drivers, including the P2 guys, are scoring points, so he needs to be inside the top 6 and ideally ahead of the two Audis, who have just swapped position. And the number 7 car has gone through into the lead, and that's exactly where they need to be if they're going to take the driver's title. Well, Stefan Sarazan unwittingly playing a part in that overtaking manoeuvre. As you can see, just held up De Grassi for a moment. And the 7 car goes through. Not too much fighting between the teammates. Here's the first scheduled stop then for the 17 car, and that's 31 laps for Timo Bernhard at absolutely full speed. Brendan Hartley getting in now, further down the pit lane. Here's Audi. And another new set of Michelins going on the 7. Well, Romain Dumas leaving his braking very, very late. He's the last of the leaders to come in for his second pit stop. Gets to the garage okay. Mark Lieb about to jump in, that distinctive blue racing helmet. All very calm and considered at the 18 Porsche crew. They could play a massive part in the World Championship standings. The Porsche is back out on the circuit just in front of their teammates, who are still 3 laps down. I'm sure Mark Lieb is delighted to be told he's got to drive flat out. He is a racing driver after all. The number 1 Toyota, the last 4 hours and 11 minutes that they'll carry that number as world champions. But this is a much better run for the 1 and 2 car. They've always been good here at Bahrain, and they've found a bit of extra pace today. Buemi on the pit wall looking at the times. The number 1 Toyota is about to be lapped by the 18 Porsche. They've seen a bit too much of that this year, but much closer in times here. And coming out of turn 4, oh, look at the energy from the supercapacitor. That's impressive.
Okay, Lloyd, you're doing a great job. You're the leader of the race. The sister car is 8 seconds behind us. The Porsche is 20 seconds behind you.
Well, is this a problem for the second Porsche now? This could have massive implications for the World Drivers' Championship. In GTE it's been another good run for Paul Dallalana and the rest of his team. Matthias Lauda still to drive that car. Pedro Lami's had a great season as well. 92 Porsche leading the category and inside the top 20. They didn't think they had a great pace here, but my goodness me, they've disappeared up the road. LMP2, we still watch the battles, and it's G-Drive again. He's the championship leaders, and the Signatech Alpine going through. Not much fight there from the 26, but they don't need to. They've got enough points right now to be world champions. And another set of pit stops starts with the number 8 Audi into the pit lane. That leaves the number 7 car out in front, exactly where it needs to be if they're going to have a chance of taking the World Drivers' Championship. This looks fairly routine at Audi.
Okay, Mark, the gap in front with car 7 is quite stable at 16 seconds. We need to push. Yeah, copy. You know what I'm doing? I'm pushing like hell. Yeah, copy that.
Bit Kimi Räikkönen-esque there from Mark Lieb, and far more polite than I thought he might have been as Audi go to work on their car. Another new set of tyres. Ferrari 51 from AF Corsa, just not close enough to challenge the Team Manthey Porsche in the lead. Pilet now nearly 19 seconds ahead of Tony Vielander, and that's no good for the championship for manufacturers if Ferrari want to steal that away from the German brand.
We are struggling a bit. We have some issue with the brakes. We'll see now. Maybe with the night something will be better. I hope so. We can fight back and have a good fighting until then.
Nelson Panciatici and the Signatech Alpine off the circuit and losing positions. Oh, that's a real shame for the French outfit. And what happened? Oh, Nakajima involved there, and I think there was a touch, you know, into turn 1. Let's have a look from on board the Alpine. Oh yes, quite a big touch actually. In GTE a great battle going on for second position. The Labour Competition Corvette is a little bit up the road from this, but these are the 2 Proton cars. The Abu Dhabi Proton car going through on the Dempsey Proton car. So Klaus Bachler then taking Marco Seefried for second position in AM. No Patrick Dempsey in the 77 this weekend. He's busy filming in London. Well, Panciatici's spin a little while ago has dropped him back into the clutches of the G-Drive twins. Julien Canal in the 26 and Gustavo Jackermann in the 28. And that's a change of position, in fact, as Jackermann goes through on his teammate through turn 9. Just a little bit of a lock up there. And a few moments ago, Panciatici has lost another position. He's now down into 3rd. Panciatici not having the greatest of runs here. He was leading before he was tipped into that spin by Nakajima, and it looks like now he's going to drop to fourth as Julien Canal comes through on his right-hand side, down into the final corners. Nice and clean. Oh, problem for the Audi number 8. Big puff of smoke from the left front of that car, and he's off the circuit. Scramble down in the Audi pit. Well, there's clearly a problem with that number 8 car.
There is something wrong with the front left. There's something wrong with the front left.
Massive championship implications, and they know that down at Porsche. The 8 car is one of the cars that the 17's got to get through to get back into the driver's title hunt, and it's in the garage. Toyota going through into third position. The number 2 car is in a podium spot. Here comes the 17, and it's made up the laps on the 8 car and goes through into 5th. And that's precious championship points. 18 people working on the Audi, and it's still in the pits. What a fairy tale story this could be for the number 2, Alex Wurz, in his final outing for Toyota, the Toyota TSO 40, in its final outing before it's replaced next year.
Bit unlucky with traffic so far. Car is okay so far.
Okay, copy that. The objective is to keep the gap to the car one behind.
Okay, message for fans. Car is good to drive, but driving shameful.
Copy, Andre.
Like frankly, but turning early, but very slowly. Like bringing in the corner very gentle. Then the front works.
Well, it looks like Ollie Jarvis is about to rejoin in the 8 car, a complete front left corner in 15 minutes by the Audi mechanics.
It seems that we broke the front left disc. So brake disc, so no contact at all. I mean, just a problem. Now we have to look into it in details to make sure that that was a problem. But yeah, that's the again. I mean, I think we've been really unlucky this year. Almost every races we got something. So the season is finished soon, and I really hope that next year will be better.
Well, like there's still half of this race to go, and we've had plenty of action already. Audi leading from Porsche, the 2 Toyotas, and the 17 car in 5th position, on the edge of losing the Drivers' Championship. A great battle continues in P2. Porsche are bossing the GTE Pro category, and in GTE AM, it's still all to play for, with the top 3 or 4 still in with a chance. The voice of the World Endurance Championship, Eduardo Freitas, our race director, gets us back underway with exactly half of the race still to run. And at the head of the field, it's back on again. Audi versus Porsche, and the Porsche has more energy and uses it to great advantage. Treluet trying to go around the outside, can't make that work. Treluet just out braking himself into turn 4, and that will allow the Porsche to get away. No, hang on a second. Treluet is back under the rear wing of the Porsche and down into the final corner. He gets through. Audi back in the lead. And that's World Championship for Treluet and his team, but he can't hold on to it. Here's the 18 car again. Side by side at 200 miles an hour. And Ben Treluet has held on to it, I think, yes. Oh, Davide Rigon has lost a left front wheel. Disaster for Ferrari and AF Corsa. This could cost Ferrari the manufacturer's title. A broken wheel has come off the left front of that car. May have caused some damage to the hub as well. At the head of the field now, Audi, Porsche and Audi. The second Audi's in amongst that now, but a lap off the lead. And here comes the 18 car. Once again, down into the final corner is one of the action areas. Side by side, 2 would go through there. The Porsche hits the curb, just about avoids contact, and goes back into the lead. Wow, how close do you like it? The move of the race here, using the traffic perfectly by Mark Lieb. He gets the lead, but it also is good news for his team car, the 17, in the driver's title. Ben Treluer defending, and even though the Porsche hits the curb on the right, Lieb makes a clean move, takes the lead and begins to pull away. That's Pierre Rag. He's off at turn 1 from second place in LMP2. What's happened here? Comes into the corner. Oh, nasty lock-up on the rear end. Oh, and contact with the barriers for the 43. Another brilliant drive by Californian Pat Long for the Dempsey Proton Porsche team. Third at Le Mans, and the team took their first victory, of course, a couple of races ago. Oh! And that is an Audi and the Stracker. Now what's happened here? In traffic, turn 8. Oh, the Stracker's just lost it. The 8 car goes around in sympathy, and how did the Porsche miss that? That was close. In LMP2, the arithmetic is simple for KCMG in the 47. They have to win, and Sam Bird is going to make that difficult for them now as he takes the lead for G-Drive. The worst possible scenario for KCMG. That's their championship rivals. But hang on, that 47 car's quick. Richard Bradley is dragging up behind, gets very close, goes to the right, down into the first corner. Now, who's last on the brake pedal? Can't see, it's just a blinding light, and it's 47, gone back through, but Sam Bird cuts to the outside. Looks like the tyres maybe are giving up a little bit on the 47. Well, second place will not be enough for the number 7 Audi. Neil Janney and the 18 crew, great for them and great for their teammates in the 17 car. Championship going the 17's way. Now here is Mark Webber coming into the pits. I think this is a bit early. Surely not more drama. Still a Grand Prix distance to go. And the dollies are out. The car is going into the garage. Concern on the face of Webber. Now, is this a quick fix or another problem? In the back of the garage there, the man at the head of VW, Matthias Muller.
Mark, we've got no hybrid power at the moment, no, so we need to top up. We'll be doing that with engine straight regroup, so there'll be no front assistance when we leave.
Kyle Wilson-Clark giving the bad news to Mark Webber as Matthias Muller, head of VW Group, is given the same information. But there is good news. The 17 rolls back out onto the pit apron. It's not going to have full power though, and Mark Webber has a job on his hands here.
We had the same issue again that we had in the beginning of my stint, and but the guys could fix it. So we knew ahead, and they had some procedures to quickly go in. Yeah, but still, we're sitting behind there, and we're aging during this race a lot because it's nail biting, and for us it's very hard. But now it's like 45 minutes to go, and I hope when we can keep this position.
Well, a job on for Mark Webber here. He's got to bring this car to the checkered flag to get points. If it stops, the championship's over. The Ferrari just has not had the pace of the Porsches here in Bahrain. Second place for AF Corsa is not good enough for the Manufacturers' Championship or for the Drivers' Championship for the outgoing world champions. Fred Magovicki in the 92 car. Patrick Pilet is in the pits with Louise.
Actually, it was a great start of the race. We have a good fight with all the others. The car is really strong. We have a really good pace, really consistent. For the moment, no issues, no problem. The mechanics make a great job as well. So keep going like this until the end, and I hope for a victory to finish the season.
Audi number 7 into the pit lane for the final time this season. Andre Lotterer will stay at the wheel. Looks like they're going to come up one position short. No new Michelins left. They've got to put the set on they used in qualifying. And from the lead, Porsche cover off Audi. They have got a new set of Michelins left. And that means Neil Yanni can go to the end at increased pace. The two Toyotas have been splendid here in Bahrain. And this is a formation finish for the outgoing world champions and their teammates. Nakajima in the one car finishing things off. Alex Wirtz is going to be on the podium. Mark Webber nursing this injured 17 car to the flag. Still nearly 18 minutes to go.
So I just lost the engine again, letting Neil pass. It's very high maintenance, mate. Okay.
So those engine problems for Mark Webber still clinging on to championship hopes. In LMP2 they're being fought over as Sam Bird has now caught Nick Tandy. Just under a quarter of an hour to go. Tandy goes wide at turn number 4 and through goes Sam Bird. The G-Drive 26 team could finish off the championship in style on the top step of the podium. Mark Webber into the pit lane for what is his final scheduled stop. There's no engine. He's trying to get going on electric power. Oh, this is painful. It started. It has started. Everybody at Porsche holding their breath, and us here too. What drama! And still 12 minutes to go. Oh, well, this is a disaster for Audi. The 8 car had been closing on the 17. 3-minute stop and go. They put the wrong tyres on. Tyres from the 7 went on the 8. It's not been a good day for Audi. These highly technical cars are not meant to run with part of the system ailing. And for the last hour or so, the 17 car has had no front harvesting hybrid, and Mark Webber is driving well down on power. I don't think anybody knows if it's going to get to the end. The last corner of the last race of the 2015 FIA WEC season, and the final win goes to Porsche.
P1, car 17 world champion. Yes, it was a tough race for the other car.
Congratulations to the winners, and personally from my side and Lisa, thank you very much for your confidence.
Boys, awesome job, awesome job. Well done repairing the car. Well done getting it home. Well done, boys.
Keep an eye on. So super stressful, and Timo and Brendan did an awesome job as well. You know, we did what we could. It was enough. 18, awesome race as well. I think we outpunched Audi in the end. I mean, even if you know, Audi had a problem, it was such a hard-fought race. I think that everyone bought the gloves are off, and I think by looks of it, number 7 ran out a bit of puff as well. And 18 was there, and they thoroughly deserved the victory. And so thank God we got our car home. Wasn't the cleanest day, but we had enough points and enough wins this year to be world champions.
And 1 year on from heartbreak in Brazil, the G-Drive 26 takes the win and the championship.
We like to win and we like to fight, and I think this year the championship was great, and I would like to thank all the organization for the great races, for the great event, and you know, it was a lot of spectators, and WEC probably is the best championship in the world, you know, so I'm happy to be part of it, and I think it's it's a huge emotion. It's difficult to explain, but you know, I love it, and thank you, WEC.
Fitting that the final podium should include the two championship contenders, KCMG in second. On the top step though, it's the new world champions in LMP2. Aston Martin back in winning ways here in the desert, but the championship goes to Ferrari and SMP Racing.
When you win Le Mans and also the championship is perfect, it's perfect. But I am really proud about the guys. Victor and Alex did amazing season, like all the team. We was lucky because we had always a good car.
Aston Martin Racing on the top step of the final and podium. David Richards, the man at the head of Aston Martin Racing, happy about that. Last year's champions, Jimmy Bruni and Tony Vilander, not able to hold on to their title. The final race win of the season in Pro to Fred Makovici and Patrick Pilet, good enough to take the manufacturer's title for Porsche and Olaf Manthey. Richard Leeds confirmed as the solo drivers' champion.
Apart from Le Mans, it was a strong season. We could have some nice wins. Michael has done a fantastic job. And at the end, here in Bahrain, we were the lucky ones to get all 3 championships, and it makes me proud to be part of Porsche. And I know how the program started 3 years ago, and to achieve this now, I'm very proud to be one single part of all this group.
All 3 of the major manufacturers on the final podium of the season, and the first time a Ferrari hasn't won here in the desert. Alex Wurz has been competing since the age of 12, and he's a real character and a legend in this paddock. Also a really good bloke. This is his last race, and he bows out in style with a 3rd position. His wife Julia and the family on hand to see it. Porsche, Audi and Toyota on the podium for the final time this season. The emotions can now be released. And even a visit to the podium by our new world champions, Timo Bernhard, Brendan Hartley, and taking his first championship in his career, Mark Webber. Porsche with the last victory of the season ahead of Audi and Toyota. 5th position enough for the Drivers' Championship for the 17 crew. G-Drive confirmed as the world champions in LMP2. Porsche with that victory in 18th position get the drivers and the manufacturer's title, and Aston Martin claim the last victory of the year in GT AM. What a 2015 season for the FIA WEC. This time last year Porsche were taking their first victory, and now they've taken the championship. The 7 Audi have pushed them hard, but ultimately the Stuttgart firm have come through and are world champions.
Well done getting it home. Well done, boys.
Hello, Bobby. I hope you win your last race. It's time to come home. It's our turn.
I've already beaten you in karting. Now it's time I beat you on track.
I mean,
with him, he's a proper leader all the time. So yeah, we have to change a bit our mind, and we need to find maybe our new places. We was following him in many aspects. So now, yeah, it will be different, but I hope he will stay a bit with us.
Really enjoyed working with him. It's been, really good. I've learned a lot. He's obviously very experienced, still bloody quick. Keeps you on your toes, and yeah, it's going to be sad not to be driving with him next year.
Youngest ever winner of Le Mans, still stands today. A truly impressive result and a double winner. So this is a true target for the younger generation coming up that maybe look to LMP1 as a future career.
As a 10-year-old, I used to play a game, Grand Prix 2, I think, or no, Grand Prix 3 it was, and I always used him, and his Benetton car and his helmet, I always liked his helmet, so actually when I look back as a 10-year-old, I never thought I would have the opportunity to race against him and become his friend.
Now we've got a space for you, for the retired people at the coffee shop, but don't worry, we'll have a little schnapps in there as well, just to make it that little bit special.
A big applause and stand up for Heston Woods.
You've had a wonderful long career. We're very proud of you. But it's been long, and it's really time you come home, because we've got a ton of jobs for you and you really need to look after these three. So come home.